Okay, greetings, everyone. Greetings. This is Speaking with the Sage, Yamaya Faye, and I'm Jauqline. Hi, everyone.
Hi, greetings.
So, in this show, in this talk show, we're definitely going to be talking about a lot of lifestyle advice because you are a holistic lifestyle coach. She has wisdom in all areas of life. I mean, seriously, all areas of life.
Yeah.
So it's definitely
So-
going to, really resonate with many people because everyone has to deal with. And our topic today is self esteem and confidence. So everyone has to deal with that. And I very much, and I'm sure the viewers that have, self esteem issues and confidence issues, how they can improve it in their life. So this one right here actually has helped me improve my self esteem and confidence. So I trust you would do the same with her knowledge. And yes, so the main thing is let's get what is self esteem. Self esteem is, if you look on Google, it is self respect. Self esteem encompasses beliefs about oneself as well as emotional states such as triumph, despair, pride, and shame. And examples of like having a low self esteem is when you're blaming yourself, criticizing yourself, not thinking too much of yourself, comparing yourself to others, and apologizing a lot, letting people mistreat you, and the like. Confidence is basically having that trust in your abilities. Like I'm confident that I can read this paragraph, or I'm confident that I can dance this sort of dance. It's having that confidence within yourself, and not having that is really not knowing your abilities or acknowledging your abilities. I've had that multiple times. For you, Mayfaye,
Yeah.
what is self esteem to you? And then we'll talk about self confidence. What is that to you? And yes, that first.
Well, greetings, beloveds, all that have joined us and will join us in this video. I appreciate your self confidence for even actually doing this video and just bringing it forth, or you felt a need for us to do some self talk. Um, so, with self esteem, like you read so elegantly, is it's a big one. It's a really, really big one. Oftentimes, we are not really taught to have self esteem in great detail.
Mm.
And for me, it was a building of the very essence of knowing my abilities and the things that um, felt natural to me,
Mm.
actually.
Mm.
And then developing them where I felt like they had some value, or desire to create that value, um, which it can be tricky because you're doing something that you enjoy doing, and have an ability to do, but yet you may be putting it out, and the people that surround you may not have that same initial feeling about what you're doing.
Mm.
So I went through that process, of course, putting it out there to see if it had value, placing it amongst other people.
Mm. Mm.
And oftentimes, yeah, it didn't come back with a positive report.
Yeah.
But in that development is where I started to create that self esteem. But I should say, however, it's all about you trying whatever that is. Um, and the first thing is you. I mean,
Mm.
to have that self esteem and build or grow is based on how you show up for you. So
Mm.
we all have to get up, wake up, go out, deal with certain people, this sort of thing. However, if we don't have that ability to push ourselves through, or see, okay, well, this is what I look like now, and maybe I want to look like something else later, or this is how I'm able to do this ability now, but I want to be greater. To push yourself to keep going, then self-esteem is kind of um, it's kind of left to other people to develop that for you
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
instead of
Okay.
you doing it for yourself, because you're
Mm-hmm.
constantly be putting whatever it is you want to do out into other people's hands
Yeah.
and allow them to give you the verdict back
Mm-hmm.
instead of you balancing first
Yes, exactly.
you.
Yeah.
So that's how I, expand on
Mm-hmm.
the definition of
Mm-hmm.
self-esteem for myself anyway.
And can you elaborate a bit more on when you, because I'm sure you've had moments where you've had low self-esteem, correct? Yeah.
Facts.
Can you elaborate, like tell us a story or something like that of how it was for you and then how you overcame it and became, had much higher of self-esteem than yourself?
God, yeah, there's several moments. I kind of will mix them up a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah, yeah.
because um, I would start initially with the fact of just my height.
Mm-hmm.
My height.
Okay. Yes,
Uh,
she is
uh,
6'1.5".
yeah,
My
yeah,
gosh.
yeah. So I would say that it would be my height,
Mm.
because at 12, I was already standing at 5'10",
Wow.
um,
Wow.
and fully developed. That was a lot of self esteem. Now that was a lot of detail in that particular area because you were already surpassing your peers in
Mm-hmm.
growth wise,
Yeah.
which ultimately made you surpass them also mentally
Mm.
because you had some different challenges
Okay.
because of what was coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to look in the mirror and not feel bad about being tall because at one time tall was you're the giraffe, which by the way, giraffes are really pretty.
Yeah.
However,
I'm sorry.
at
Yes.
that time that was not like a good sign. That
Mm.
wasn't cute.
Mm-hmm.
And the taller you were, you had to stand in the back of the line. So everything that said um, who I am, just being tall, was being challenged, or actually deflected or put back to the end of the line or cast to the side. You definitely couldn't go out and find clothes
Yeah.
that totally fit you, like didn't look like you was wearing somebody else's clothes.
Yes, exactly.
Um, so that in itself,
Mm-hmm.
forget about now starting to interact with people or
Yeah.
this sort of thing. That in itself was a self-esteem builder and
Mm.
tear down and this sort of thing.
Mm.
And I looked outside to see for validation.
Yeah.
And then in that looking around, there wasn't too many people
Mm-hmm.
that was
Mm-hmm.
my height or young
Exactly.
ladies that were
Exactly.
my height at that time to even look at that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so you would try to go to the people that are close to you, but if they're not in that zone, I mean, definitely that's not something they can really embody for you.
Mm.
Uh, so I had to find my own little ways. I did have a mother who was a fighter, a go-getter, that was just like, okay, listen, you're tall, let's make clothes
Yes.
or look for this or, this sort of thing. So in many ways, the external parts of doing or applying that application to look for alternatives. You're going to stand out anyway.
Yeah.
Even when you weren't trying to stand out, you were standing out.
Mm-hmm.
As far as myself, I was standing out. So, how better to stand out than you actually owning the fact that you're tall? Um, and at the same time, dealing with other people's perceptions of what a tall person should be doing. So
Mm-hmm.
they're like, "Oh, you definitely play basketball." Okay, well, what? Who said that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though I like playing basketball,
Yeah.
that wasn't something I was going for.
Mm-hmm.
This sort of thing. So just the continuous showing up for myself. I
Mm-hmm.
think I would have to say that out of everything, it was just showing up regardless of, okay, I'm going to the mall, no clothes fit me, fine. So I have to find another way to do this.
Yeah.
The dresses are too short. So I'll add pants over, underneath a dress
Yeah.
that gave it now what we know is more of a
Yes.
Indian
Yes,
style,
exactly. Yes,
airflow,
exactly.
this
Exactly.
sort of thing.
Hmm.
Um, which then again, that's you putting yourself out there, and people's perception of that was
Mm-hmm.
like, she's crazy. Why is she
Yeah, she
wearing
said,
a
yeah,
dress with some pants with the?
yeah.
But now it's all the craze and
Yes,
rage and
all the
trending.
designers are doing it now.
But I was doing it so I can make sure that I presented myself the way that I felt,
Yeah.
and still could, wear the clothes that I wanted to wear, but it not look like I was wearing somebody else's thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's just with just height
Yeah, just
alone.
height, and you have many stages,
Many
many
stages. Yeah.
different ways,
So
different ways.
that's how I kind of did. Just kind of showed up regardless of.
Yes, and that's the ultimate because definitely a thing, a part of self esteem is you feel excluded
Yes.
sometimes.
Most definitely
Not
you
too
feel
many
excluded.
people are like you, or
Mm,
tall like you, or like this sort of music, or dress like.
yeah.
It's really not, yeah, not being included
Included into
into certain
the certain
things.
groups. And growing up,
Yeah.
of course, you want a
Yes, exactly.
community to be a part of, or
Yes.
a group or something to be a part
Yes.
of.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
no, 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 no. I did a lot of creating my own things because
Exactly.
of just even that one thing of being taller than the
Hmm.
guys as well as the girls.
You wouldn't think height would do that, but some people really do. Just because someone's taller or
Yes.
whatever, they feel a certain type of way.
Now all
And
the
do
women
you?
want to be tall.
Yes, exactly.
Platforms, 5 inch,
Exactly.
all these things. But there, so goes life, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's with one stage of life, and I'm sure with our other shows we'll talk about other ones as well. And now moving with, okay, so overall, you would say to overcome a low self esteem and bring your self esteem up is to really do what? Value your own self, not really look for outside
Uh,
opinion,
yeah.
or what would you say? What's some exercises that actually would help someone?
Okay, that's a very good one. Okay, so I used to do a mirror thing. And when we had those big camcorders that was on your shoulders that we, see newscasters and things. Okay, so when they became popular, anyway, I would take the camera and I would actually play in the mirror, um, to allow myself to see myself. Oftentimes,
Mm-hmm.
because we'll put on clothes and we'll be in the mirror, and then we just go out and you can see people's reactions
Right, right,
onto you.
right.
So what I started to do to help build my self-esteem was to look and see, if I was external of me, what it is that
Mm,
one would be seeing.
okay, yeah, yeah.
What is this that I would be saying? And so with doing that, just playing with it, and of course, doing that, you're going to see some things like, oh my God, I don't like the way my head looks when it goes this way,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God, that's my butt? Wait, these sort of things. Um, but I started looking in the mirror at myself, to see if I was projecting the very thing that I wanted.
Okay,
Number
okay.
one. So looking in the mirror and going, okay, what do you look like? How do you
Mm-hmm.
feel about this right now? And
Mm,
that's just me being me. How do you feel about this? And then really just being truthful with it, like, okay, I don't like the way my hair looks right now. That's not. And then thinking, okay, well, what you gonna do about it?
yeah,
So I
yeah,
learned how to
exactly.
do hair. I
Yeah,
learned
yeah.
so again, it's showing up. So let's just say, get up and show up in the mirror and ask yourself how you feel today.
Mm,
How do you feel about the person that you are, and how do you look?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
eventually you'll find that the inside projects the external side.
That's very true.
Oftentimes we try to put on the external side, but we
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
dealt with the inside.
Inside, yeah.
So I found with doing that, I was actually working on my own self.
Mm.
So I could also identify certain things with other people when they weren't doing it.
Mm.
Because now I had kind of faced, as we call it these days, facing your own demons.
Yes,
Like, I'm in the
exactly.
mirror,
Exactly.
facing your own self and going, I don't like that I'm really tall and people are just like, then
Mm.
I'm like, but I like that I'm tall. Why am
Mm.
I not
Mm-hmm.
liking that I'm tall?
Yeah.
Only because of the external
Externals,
people.
people. Yeah.
But when you look in the mirror yourself and then you record it and you play it back, what's the feeling you get from that?
Mm. Mm.
So that's one of the things that I definitely would say to people. And then you can add the, the different things like affirmations and things of that
Yeah.
sort.
Yeah.
But literally just within your space, just getting in that mirror, looking at yourself, asking, and quiet, in a quiet space.
Mm.
Okay, how do I feel about me? How do I feel about how I look?
Mm.
And doing that little example,
Yeah.
trust, you'll play it back and you'll be
Yeah.
like, and so that definitely helped me with the like, okay, so regardless, when I go outside, I'm going to be looked at.
Mm-hmm. That's
Okay,
true.
so
That's
let me
true.
just move that past because everybody has eyes to
Yeah.
see.
Everyone has eyes to see. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
how I feel about me.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't like that I have this on or that I'm not wearing it for you. I'm representing me. This is
Yeah.
how I feel that I would like to be seen, heard, this sort of thing. So
Mm.
that's one thing I definitely would say to do. Give yourself time with you in the mirror. Just consult with you.
Mm. Mm.
Consult with you, seriously. And then
Mm.
eventually it goes to writing it down, da da
Mm.
da. But I was capturing it because we view things through sight. We make conclusions through sight.
Yeah.
And we also judge with sight, everything. So definitely doing one as far as the mirror work.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
And with the mirror work, because there are some people that over criticize
Mm,
themselves,
mm.
how would they avoid over criticizing themselves and just basically being depleted? Like, oh no, I can't even do this anymore because I'm like, oh no, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like that. How do they go past that?
How did I make it past
Yes,
this
how they make
particular
it past
slide?
that, because some people can, kind of trap themselves and just
Very good.
criticizing. For you, for example, you say, oh, I don't like that my hair is like that. Okay, what am I going to do about that? And you end up
You,
making yourself
yeah, and
making
that.
doing.
Okay, pardon.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that is absolutely the thing you do.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That is okay. We said that's number two.
Mm.
That you you find that area, and we used to call it. And I remember, especially growing up, it was called "What's your strength? What's your weaknesses?" They would
Mm-hmm.
always say that,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so the depth of that is most people would only focus on their strengths.
Yeah.
But this is you showing up for you. This is you telling yourself the truth,
Mm-hmm.
really, because then anything external would be, extracted,
Yeah.
distractions for you
Yeah.
because you already have told yourself the truth
Mm.
about, okay, well, this is my strength and this is what I feel is my weakness. So how can I use what I am strong in to build the weak part?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you do that? Okay, you look in the mirror, that in our minds was okay, let's say how I looked or my hair, this sort of thing. Um, you make a plan to change that particular thing that you want. Because we can. I mean, to this day, I still go, okay, wait a minute, hold up.
Mm.
No, 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 no. This should be like this right about now.
Yeah.
But the depth is I'm speaking to myself and I'm still applying an application to
Yeah.
do something about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just not
Because
whining and
outside,
crying about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
eventually, and that's the only, from what I found and the people that I've dealt with, that's the only way that you actually do start to build your own self-esteem
Mm-hmm.
because you're the one that's in that. So regardless of external you, what are you telling you? And then what are you applying to you? So if you don't like that you're overweight or this,
Mm-hmm.
so you have to consult you.
Yeah.
You have to be
Yeah.
honest with
I had to do
you.
that. Mm-hmm.
Consult you like, okay, why am I like this? Why is this like that? Ask yourself
Yeah, ask
questions.
yourself question, interview yourself,
There you
and give
go.
the answers. It really is
That's what I would
ultimate.
say to do.
Yeah,
It's because I took an application on
yeah,
me. I
yeah,
couldn't keep waiting for somebody to come and save me
yeah, yeah.
or, help me. Not
Hmm.
that people won't come along to help you,
Yes,
but
yes.
how would it be? No, how would it present itself, or would it be very clear to me that somebody's helping me had I not started first helping myself.
That's very true, because sometimes you probably will take that, people will
It's
take it as
offensive.
like offensive. Wait, why are you trying to change?
Exactly.
Be like, no, literally, no, I'm just being nice. I'm not
Excuse
trying
me.
to offend you. That is very, very
If I
true.
don't start helping myself,
That's very
somebody could
true.
be right next to
Yeah.
me. And I found it with myself and
Mm-hmm.
externally over almost 50 years
Mm-hmm.
now. So it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, so you don't even recognize the help because you
Yeah.
haven't started helping yourself.
Yourself. It really
So
does
apply,
start with
okay,
yourself.
so you identify mirror work,
Mhm.
and then the next one is putting some forth of application.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that interviewing of yourself.
Wow, that it's
Yeah.
really, it's quite, if you think about it, it really is complex, because you could mean like more of, it's very widespread.
Mm.
Self-esteem really does.
Cover a lot of
That's
ground.
why I know we're going to be discussing more self-esteem in our next videos, because it does connect even to relationships, interactions. It really does boil down to that freaking self, where you feel in yourself. And with the, so definitely that's going to be a to be continued topic for sure.
Just break it in.
And the last one that we mentioned was self-confidence. And I actually thought that self-confidence was like quite complex too, but it's really just a little bit of a attachment of self-esteem, because it's like you're confident in your abilities.
The self-esteem is the foundation for the self-confidence.
It is.
This is how
it is.
I've grown to know. And
yeah.
to help implement with other people.
Yeah, it's just there's nothing, not a
Not
mess.
a mess. Exactly.
It's done. It's done.
But it make you speak another language.
That's very true. Yeah.
No, it's totally the foundation. When I would because I've been doing it for a while, it really started to really open up for me externally with other people, because people would interact with me based on their own self-esteem issues.
Right.
So they would respond to me whether they're saying or turning up their nose or liking it or liking what I had on, whatever. But they would react based on their own self-esteem, what they were going through. And I started at first. Initially, you take it on like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What do I look like? What?
Yeah.
Wait, what? How did I say that?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm just
exactly. And it's not
then
you. Sometimes
it's not you. Oh my God, that's not me. Why are they still talking? But I don't. Because what you start to do is you start to check and balance your own things as well as external.
That's very true.
Then dealing, this is why it's so important to tell yourself the truth. Even when
yes,
that stuff hurts.
Be truthful to yourself.
Even when it hurts.
Exactly.
When it hurts, I mean, you push your way through. Because
Yes.
it's still going to hurt.
It hurts.
But
yeah.
That's you wanting to be the best you.
Exactly.
So self-esteem still was that thing that kept ringing true. So dealing with ladies and, that were once, I was once their age, and those even that are my senior, when we skipped the part of self-esteem, that part of building that self-esteem, how are you going to have the self-confidence?
Such facts.
People think you can jump to the self-confidence, but
you can't.
You haven't dealt with the root, which is the self-esteem, which is all about you having that conversation with you.
Yes, you having
regardless of what you're going through. Yeah. It's so to me, self-confidence is that.
Yeah, totally.
It starts to exude because you build a foundation of self-esteem. So anything that you go through, maybe you don't do it perfectly the first time, or it doesn't come out this way, or you decide, okay, that's not for me. But the depth in all of that is you walking yourself through that can only help build your self-confidence in what you can do, because the foundation of self-esteem is already led you to you. You end up seeing you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for. We're done. We're done. No, I love it.
Facts.
It is facts.
It's such facts.
It is.
Really, really, really. Come on. I mean, anybody, a football player, a guy that wanted
Mm,
to play football,
mm,
he had to first tell himself, I can do this.
mm-hmm.
I can run down the field really fast, or
Yeah.
I can throw the ball, or, I can make this invention.
Yes,
I can
exactly.
do this. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not even known, or my culture is not known to be a scientist or this or that. My
Mm,
family, nobody. You have to build your own self-esteem. And then that self-confidence comes out after you have secured it for yourself.
totally.
Then you put it out to everyone else.
Totally. Yeah.
It's it's so and you get to see those people.
Mm.
And most of us have all looked at someone and went, dang, they're confident.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang,
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
And some of us have looked and went, oh my God, that's delicious. Look how it looks on him or her.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're walking in that foundation that they've already built for themselves, in
Yeah.
whatever area. Not
Mm-hmm.
that you don't continue walking out your perfection and stuff. Like you
Mm-hmm.
still be like, okay, I'm not so great in that part. However, you start to look at the things that you may not be necessarily so great in or dominating in field. You start to look at that like that's an even playing field.
Mm-hmm.
That's the even playing field. I might not be super great in that, but I'm still good in
Yes.
whatever I do.
Yes, exactly.
You still
Exactly.
fall back on your foundation, that
Mhm.
self-esteem, that I'm still going to write this through. I'm still going to keep going. Okay, so I have to maneuver it this way. You still meet yourself, and it builds that self-confidence that you have. And sometimes people can look at that and think it's arrogance or conceited and da, da, da. And you really have to buffer where
Yeah.
that balance is for you.
Yeah.
You really do.
Mm-hmm.
And you write it long enough, then people start to follow you. And then you really know, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
They were first saying that
Yeah.
it wasn't good.
Yeah, exactly.
And now they're doing the exact same thing. So it's definitely one of those things that you start to get, okay. Yeah, I'm going to stick with what's going on with me. Not
Yeah.
that you don't consult or you don't get other advice. That's somebody who's done it even greater or expanded in these areas.
Yeah.
However, you still have your self-esteem
Yes, exactly.
that you have to come home to.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You gotta come home to yourself.
Yeah. We're in the longest relationship we have in this world is a relationship with ourselves. It's totally true. The longest, like BFFs for life, and sometimes that BFF isn't your BFF. It's like worse enemies or whatever.
Stop playing. You play too much, but that's for real.
Yes, but the longest relationship.
Yeah.
That is very, very
absolutely.
Just on it completely.
Most of us ought to take a photo with ourselves and the other, next to each other. Say, here's my best friend.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
We gotta remember that. We gotta remember that.
Do that. So if y'all see a student,
yeah, we like, we'll think of something. We'll think of something.
But facts.
Mm-hmm.
That's it right there. Most people may look at it, but that also, again, if they look at it based on what proceeds off of their mouth, their perception, you can tell where they're at.
Yeah.
Because the ones that see that and get it or flow with it and be like, you can tell they're on that level. They get that you're not being self-centered. The words that people usually say when they see someone who has done their work and they're not used to that.
Yes.
Or they're not doing it for themselves. And they say, oh, that person's arrogant, or they're in their ego, or they're, these sort of things. It's like, no. They just worked on themselves and they have peace with that.
Exactly. And then what the person is saying about them is really a reflection of themselves.
Because they haven't
they haven't worked on it.
They didn't look in the mirror.
They haven't worked on it. And very much so, when you have like two people with with a good self-esteem, high self-esteem, they recognize you've done the interview with yourself too. Okay.
we can ride together.
Exactly.
Because you're gonna tell me the truth.
Totally.
You don't care how no, I love you, but no. You stink. You don't smell so good. I mean, and those are the people that you want next to you.
Yeah, that's true.
That's facts. True. I mean, anyway. But yeah, so that's what I would say.
Yes, and I love it, and absolutely love it. And yeah, so that I'm pretty good, and I trust that you guys viewing this, listening to this, have very much received this wisdom from this sage, Yamaya Faye. Yes, ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, so thank you so much for watching and listening in. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And also follow Yamaya Faye at Yamaya Faye on Instagram. She's on TikTok. You will see all of the information and our links in the description box. So yes, I'm very very settled with this, even more so. So I trust you guys are settled with it as well. So yes,
appreciate it.
We will see you in the next video, in the next podcast.
I appreciate you having me, though.
Yeah,
I appreciate you doing it. Like, I really, like, of course. I mean, yes, you're my heiress. You're my heiress. Y'all know she's my heiress.
Yeah,
right? For
do
those
they?
That don't know, you know now. Okay. She is my heiress. However, she is strong, and I've seen you grow and mature. And yeah, you had to fight those tough things, you know? You had to fight them. And I'm so pleased that you are standing up and basically allowing yourself to just be, you know, in your realness and your trueness. And then it also spreads to other people, and it illuminates the light within you and me. And we need to have more of those or these type of conversations with the mature and the youth, and to mish it so it keeps feeding.
Exactly.
Keeps feeding.
We all have to go through it.
Yeah.
All of us. We can't skip it over. Or we know when people do skip it over, they're not so great.
I so appreciate it. So I just had to take that because she definitely just said, okay, listen, yeah, it's time to sit down.
It's time.
And actually just kind of share some of what we've gone through. So I appreciate you, as well as all of the youth that will listen, the young women and young men, because that is our sole purpose, really, to be the light and allow that light to shine on other people too. So. Ashe. To you too.
All right, ciao.